Let us know once we're live. Okay. Ready? Okay. Yep. Hey, hello, hi, good evening guys.
Hi guys, good evening.
Want to see a few yeses? Okay, I see a couple of good evenings. New version,
Gagandeep,
Anjali.
Okay, everything.
And suddenly, the
screen's
chat box
gone blank.
vanishes, but it comes back. Okay, just waiting to hear. Are we audible? Are we visible? Can we get a few more yeses?
Quick responses, guys. Are we clear? Loud and clear? You guys are able to hear what we are speaking?
Waiting to hear a few more yeses. Hello.
About 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, we could not come up with the final answer key at all.
Oh, absolutely.
This time, I think it's much more sane.
Correct. This time, it's I think a little bit more logical, easier to understand. So yeah, welcome to XAT 2023 analysis. Basically, what we're going to do is we'll talk about the pattern along similar lines. XAT had already told us 76 questions is what we're expecting. Manav is saying video is buffering. I hope it's fine for others. Video buffering generally means an internet issue at your end. Oh, I'm a big fan of you, Gautam. So, hey, Mohan, thanks, lovely. So, Nali is saying it's paused. So, I hope video is working fine and not paused.
It's paused.
Abhay is saying it's stuck. I think there's some issue on the app, probably. Is it fine on YT? Can guys, you please confirm?
Those of you who are watching on YouTube, can you please confirm if it's still buffering?
Just want to know on YouTube and on the app. I hope everything's fine. We'll just give it a few seconds. Hope there's no internet issue. Sir, MHCET, MBA के lectures कब start होंगे? Dates are out. CET.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Anjali saying working fine now. Video is buffering for me as well. Sankiritna lagging, buffering. How much? Can you just press on refresh and just check if it's fine, guys? At both ends, it's buffering for me as well.
Manav, there is no score requirement in GK for XLRI, to be honest.
Yep. So quite a few people saying it's buffering. Shreya is saying it's okay. So so now Triveni is also saying YT is fine. Can you just refresh once and check?
Refresh the entire page, guys.
It's fine now. Okay, lovely. So I think enough time spent on these basic modalities of ensuring the connection is fine and the network is fine. Before it happens again, let's get deeper into the session. Funda behind what we're going to do today is very, very simple. We'll talk a little bit more about what the paper pattern was, get deeper into every single section, talk a little bit about the different kinds of questions that have come up in every section, and eventually what it is that we need to go ahead and do. I see a lot of people still stating it's buffering. Can you just go ahead and refresh, please, guys? Tyagi, is it fine at your end? Please wait, there is some technical issue, it seems.
Okay.
Okay, still buffering. Okay. We'll wait. Yes, sir, buffering. Quant में delta का answer बताओ. Yeah, I think buffering के बीच में answers ही बता देते हैं.
7, yes.
7 was the answer. Let's use the buffer to our advantage.
Let's take their opinion. Guys, how did you find the...
I'm at center, do we need...
No, you don't.
No, in fact,
I
was supposed to collect it, yeah?
Yeah, मेरा तो ले लिया.
Correct. QA tough, buffering.
I was hoping I'll use the same photo again.
Oh.
For the next MLCT or CMAT.
Yeah. Not able to listen to you guys. Buffering.
Okay, I think it's going...
Refresh, but still it is buffering. Some of you all are stating. Can somebody just type in? Guys, if you could just refresh once more. I think it's working fine now. Comparatively easy. 8 नहीं था sir, हमने तो बोला नहीं 8 है. Area of triangle 9 yes, working now. Okay, the answer was 8. No. Is it working now, guys? Can you all just refresh once?
App students.
It's working fine in YT. Okay. I saw you at my center. Who is the you? There are two of us.
Shashank, whom did you see?
Now it's okay, yes, working. Okay, lovely, finally. Okay, let's quickly start, okay?
Before
it goes, something happens. Technology just doesn't work,
App is also
to our advantage sometimes. Let's actually go ahead and kickstart, okay? So, we'll probably just move to a particular side. Yeah, we'll probably move this side a little so that you're able to see. Yeah, both of us are here. Okay, cool. I think we'll be on top of each other for quite some time. But yeah, so I'll just take you through the modalities before Srinivas probably comes in, talks a little bit about verbal, DM and stuff. And then, Quant, DI, both of us can discuss together. And we do have some memory-based questions in Quant and DI, so we will discuss that.
Oh, we did make a lot of keys.
Oh yeah, so we have quite a few answers. So जो भी बोलेगा जल्दी जल्दी बताओ, हम जल्दी जल्दी कुछ नहीं बताएंगे जब तक आप like नहीं करोगे and ensure नहीं करोगे that there are enough number of views and enough number of likes. Okay. So overall paper pattern along expected lines. I don't think there was anything new here. Everything along expected lines. No different. Nothing different from what XAT had already told us. 26 questions came in verbal and LR. 22 questions in DM. 28 questions came in Quant. DM, as I had spoken and a couple of us had also stated, there was a high chance with 22 it might have meant 2 sets of 2 questions each. That's exactly what happened. I remember Srinivas in a couple of his sessions also saying there is a high chance that a calculation intensive DM will come, and
it wasn't intensive, but yes, there was a calculation.
I would actually say it was intensive. There was quite a bit of calculation, especially for the second question. When you had to understand which one it is. So yeah, so there was a little bit of calculation involved in DM, so I think we got that spot on, good for us. Quant, I remember stating a lot that DI generally over the last 2 years has been easier, don't miss out on that. Well, I hope that many of you all spent some time looking at the D and realized it should be missed out on. It should not be something that you should focus on, and probably Quant was much easier than anticipated, and that is where you could have gone ahead and scored. Okay, so I hope that's what you went about doing. Anything additional in terms of paper pattern? I think mostly along expected lines.
In fact, I've just taken an hour ago a session on which I gave them an idea about what happened in each section.
Correct.
We can start off with the VALR and DM because I'll be repeating myself otherwise again.
So Girish is saying mock keyboard अच्छा नहीं गया. Oh, one section जो अच्छा नहीं गया was mock keyboard. I like that. That's a good one. Okay. Let's have a look at, from an overall perspective, certain things. When it comes to negative marking beyond 8 questions, 0.1. So for me, I think if I'm not wrong, I've done 66 questions. That means 10 questions unattempted. So 2 of those questions will be counted for negative marking. 2 into 0.1, 0.2 will be distributed across the 3 sections in the ratio of the total number of questions per section. That means if I'm looking at it from the perspective of DM, I will get 0.2 into 22 by 76. Iska jo bhi value aata hai, this will be deducted from my DM score. That's how the negative marking for unattempted is calculated. I'm sure all of you all are aware. Nothing more that was, that's worthy of being discussed here. More or less everything was as expected. This is the interesting part, which is if you're looking at it from an overall perspective, what is the LOD? I think Srinivas spoke about it in his first impressions as well, that, if we are looking at it from the perspective of last year, I think VALR slightly easier predominantly because the verbal part was much easier, easy to do. RCs continue to be slightly tricky. I know some of you all are coming out and stating, nahi, moderate and all. According to me, it was still slightly tricky. Poem, I don't know. Do you all remember? Poem was
last
past.
Year.
Yeah, past versus present.
Last year also we did have a poem for 2 questions. This year also, and both poems were difficult to understand.
Absolutely.
Even last year, I remember breaking a head on the poem last year too.
But there was an advantage this year. This year, in the second poem question, all options were about your past and how it is influencing your present. So it meant that the first question ka answer would be your past versus present. So the second question actually helped you answer
even
the first
if you did not get the second question, the options will help you understand the first
one. Exactly. So I think that was something which was really helpful. DM, easier, 100% easier. We are saying moderate. Why? Because you still don't know what will be the right answer, right? I think Srinivas sir has discussed it in all of his sessions that the problem with DM is there is no wrong answer. Your methodology, my methodology, his methodology, all might be correct, might not be the same as XAT's methodology.
And in real life, all 3 might give you a decent result.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
As far as that is concerned, it's the person who sets and he is a decider, so, or she for that matter.
Perfect. So I'm taking a little bit of limelight away from Srinivas since he's discussed all of this in his first impression.
Please.
So he's quickly going to come back on screen. Quant DI, once again, as I stated, DI I think best left alone out of the 6 questions. 1 probably that you could have attempted, something that Sinu spoke about earlier as well. The DS part also I think 1 out of 2 was surely attemptable. Quant overall, quite simple. However, when we were looking at the answers, we realized that in some of the questions, the statement was so simple that you might have made an error. Like I made an error in one of those because I assumed what the question would be, whereas the question statement was just absolutely kiddish.
So I spent about 3 minutes rechecking, re-verifying, solving it twice, making sure that is the answer so straightforward. but we had enough time to waste in the
God
exam. I believe.
knows, yeah, there was more than enough time to waste. Okay, so let's look at it. Last year this was the pattern, so nothing really different other than 21 moving to 22. Overall highlights, we've discussed that, nothing much to talk about. The one difference according to me in the QA/DI section will be very, very simple. Yes, the water question, Nishan, absolutely right. We didn't really expect that, right, Eddie? Like I was arguing with Srinivas, yaar, larger jar nahi tha, it was the glass, 72.5 hoga. Question is larger jar, answer is 85.
I'm pretty sure the examiner wanted to ask in the glass,
So the glass.
but they mistyped it as a larger glass or the larger jar.
I don't know what it was. Bad luck on my part. Yeah, so the one thing I expect in Quant is last year the 4 DI sets, 12 questions. This year 2 DI sets, 6 questions. Last year was 4 mein about 5-6 were attemptable. This year is 6 mein 1 is attemptable. This difference of 4-5 will be made up in Quant. So probably in Quant you might not see higher cutoffs or higher marks because I think the difference might be made up. What you were missing out. Last year Quant slightly trickier, this year easier. So probably out of the 22 questions in Quant, you might be doing about 17, 18. In DI you'll probably do 1, that's about 19. If you get 3 wrong, you're looking at a score of 15 plus for a 99 percentile. And last year 99 percentile was also at 15, 16. But we'll get deeper into that as we go ahead and have a chat. Vineet is saying got the call from IM, A and L. Congratulations. Brilliant. A calls came out today, so all those who got it, congratulations. And if you haven't already, join the GDPI program, ASAP. Okay, over to Sinu. I think he'll take us through verbal.
Yeah, so RCs were not really different from what we got in the last year's exam. So this year also we had 12 RCs, and we can also call one poem also as an RC. So it's a total of 14 questions. Poem was, in fact, in my opinion, a little bit more trickier than last year. But yes, if you realize that the second question, like Gautam was talking about, it will help you get the answer for the first. Otherwise, if you leave that fact aside, then the poem was actually a bit more trickier than last year. One RC was very lengthy to read. One RC was very short but very difficult to understand. So overall, I would definitely say that RC is something which students will end up making wasting time and also getting errors. So if you have understood that, you would have done the remaining part, done probably 1 or 2 RCs and left the rest of them. But again, you had a lot of time. You could have come back to that later. The grammar was the easier part actually. In fact, I would say this year's grammar was easier than last year, simply because they gave options in such a way where if you know for sure that this statement is wrong, you can eliminate quite a few options. So that way, even if you do not know all the 3 statements which are there in the options, whether they are right or wrong, you can know 1 or 2. In fact, that's how I did it. And most of my grammar questions turned out to be correct, and I'm not a grammar student, by the way. So that way I can definitely say that this year it was, last year also it was easy, but I would say this year it's a little bit more easier than last year. Parajumbles, I think I'll ask you, Gautam, because I did not attempt parajumbles. This is something which I usually leave.
I think in the parajumbles, the 4 sentence parajumble was easy. The 5 sentence parajumble was a little confusing. So easy moderate probably because one was easy and the second was difficult, so easy moderate makes sense. But yeah, I think the 4 sentence one is what somebody should have concentrated on. And I'm still getting to hear from my team that the likes aren't enough, so I think we should stop.
I'm ready.
Okay,
guys, give us likes, guys. We need.
Go ahead, like the session. Come on.
We'll wait for 10 seconds. Please give us some likes right now. We'd like to continue after that.
A new version, yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, exactly. In fact, in both the parajumbles, in the first parajumble also there was an option 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the second parajumble also there was an option 1, 2, 3, 4. And second parajumble I also got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will go ahead and say yes, 1, 2, 3, 4 was the answer.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so about the FIBs, I would say one FIB was easy to do, one was actually a bit tricky. You have to go, there were 2 options which are very close. You have to figure out this one blank which will basically distinguish the answer between the 2. So I think I would call one of them as easy doable, one of them was tricky, you might end up making an error there.
I like that. It felt so wrong ticking 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, वो first वाले में 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 also I was deliberating, वो भी सही लग रहा है. मेरे को वो भी सही लग रहा था. I didn't go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 though, because there was some thing which didn't make sense. 2, 3, 4 made, 2, 3 were coming together, but I felt 4 might come earlier, so I went for the 1, 4, 2, 3, 5. I think there was an option for that. So How much GK for XLRI doesn't matter. GK is
Manav,
inconsequential.
GK does not, yeah, there's no cutoff for GK.
So GK will not even be looked at. Please tell about expected date of response sheet. So response sheet here comes out in two phases. They will come out with your response sheet without the correct answers, probably in a matter of 24 to 36 hours. And then they will come out with the response sheet with the correct answers in another 48 hours. So there will be two. So basically within the next 4 days or 5 days, both sets of response sheet should be out.
Last time I remember within the day after, I think the result was out.
Correct, exactly, which is why I think the same funda.
CR, you felt it was easier this time?
CR was slightly easier. I think
there was only one question I remembered, which was
the first one where technology and a lot of that was being spoken about.
No, there was one question where what was the they were talking
companies
about
and technology.
Yeah,
and
what is the
everything.
author intending to say by making all those statements? That was the only thing which was
correct. That was actually my first question,
okay.
and that was a tricky one. I left that and I moved ahead. Trapezium ka answer 2√3 tha?
2√3, I guess.
2√3 tha. Yeah, 2√3 as far as I remember.
2√3 was a trapezoid answer, but we'll go to that.
We'll get there. But yeah, other than that first one, I think both Srinivas and I agree. Other than that question, I think the other three were quite simple. I remember one was conclusion, one was inference, and there was another one I'm forgetting. One was conclusion, one was inference. No negative in GK. Yep, absolutely right. Yep, 2-3. Sir, IFT की कब आएगी? जब उनका मन होगा. IFT का जब जो मन था वो लोग ने इस साल किया है. So IFT का हमें कोई आइडिया नहीं है.
Admit card तो एक दिन पहले आया था शायद, एक या दो दिन पहले.
So there is difficult to say. What was the punctuation answer? I don't remember, but I put all the commas. And से पहले जो comma था, that was the one. Its will be used instead of there. First
पहले मुझे semicolon अच्छा लगा, then I saw commas and that made more sense.
Exactly, same here. So I also went for the commas and its instead of there. The first two sentences had there. France and there, it should be France and its population. So the its wala and the commas, no semicolon. That's what I went for. One way of identifying that, sir, you are okay. Thank you. Okay, one way of identifying was Poland के बाद comma खाली एक ही option में था. France के बाद comma चारों option में था. Poland के बाद comma एक ही option में था. So that was the answer. I think that was the easier way to do it. Yes, for me also it was the last option. Only commas. Yep, perfect. Yeah, let's move to the next slide. RCs.
Yeah, we had an RC on procrastination, interpretation of text. I think this is something which was again, in fact, as I said, the entire RC section was, you know, a doozy. We had, I think, global warming is something which was doable.
Doable, I agree.
This at least we could understand when you read it once. New positive story. All of the others were not really straightforward. It took us a bit of time to understand in the first place. So I think probably,
you know, we spoke to the verbal faculty, both Nikita ma'am and Savitri ma'am. They were like, नहीं easy है, हो जाएगा. पर वही है, उनको ये समझाना पड़ा कि आप लोग verbal faculty हो, आप लोग stud हो, हम उतने बड़े stud नहीं हैं. So I think for us, both of us kind of agreed that one RC is surely doable. The other three not very easy. I think there will be certain issues that will crop up there in those RC, in those questions. If your average accuracy, and you know, I was checking this out, I think most of the people have left one RC. That means if you are looking at this 12 में 9 किया है, I would say 9 में if you are getting 5 right, 4 wrong, it's very good. It's 4 marks. 4 marks in RCs, according to me, it will not be an issue at all. Because in grammar, parajumbles, verbal part, out of those 12, I'm sure even if you get 8 right, 4 wrong, that's 7. 7 plus 4, 11 हो गया.
Cutoff.
You're easy. You breeze through the cutoff. 90 percentile भी cross हो गया अगर 11 आ गया. So I wouldn't be too worried even if you get about 4 wrong out of the 9 attempts that you would have made in RCs.
Anywhere around 5 would have been a decent score from these 4 RCs.
Absolutely.
Probably one more coming from the poem.
Poem, somebody was asking the answers. Yes, the first question, the answer would be my past and my present, or the author's past and present, or the poet's past and present. Why came from the second? The second question, I don't really remember the option actually. I don't remember the option, so I can't go by it. I can't tell you what the answer. I did attempt it, but I don't remember the options. Do you remember by any chance?
No, I don't.
Second one, yeah, don't remember the option. But I think your past always stays with you and it influences you. Something like that along those lines. It wasn't a negative connotation though. It wasn't a negative connotation per se.
Okay, I'm blank over there. I don't remember the second question at all.
Yeah.
So probably that says I gave up on the poem.
Cool. So if you're looking at RCs, I would say, you know, out of these 14 questions, 12 plus 2, 14, you know, if you can, poem का आंसर बता दिया शुभम already, past and present के ऊपर है. ये 14 का अगर हम देख रहे हैं, I would say इस 14 में say you attempted 10. Say you get 6 right, 4 wrong, that's a score of 5. I would say 5 in RC plus poem is not a problem. 5 in RC plus poem is fine.
Yeah, because the remaining 12 questions, that's where you'll be getting a lot more marks. So
one answer was infinity. No, it wasn't. That was 9. The answer was 9, not infinity, right? Modulus.
That tapers
we'll get
off.
there. We'll get there, but that wasn't infinity. Yeah. So I would say if you've got about 5 or so in RCs, you've done well. Hopefully you attempted 12 in verbal. If not 12, say you attempted 10. Even there, let's assume you get 3 wrong. So 6 point something, 5 here, 11 point something, comfortable. 11 point something is guaranteed 90 percentile plus. So that tension nahi hogi. Okay? There is no option for saving essay. Yes, there was no save. There was an option for save there as well. What was the answer to the technology one? It was stating that Accenture and Deloitte are also shifting there, so and forth. I don't remember the answer. The conclusion one that we were talking about, that they gave the companies. Why has the author mentioned all of these? I'm forgetting the options. What were they? It wasn't the tech. The answer wasn't. It's all about technology.
I mentioned it somewhere like the technology is having some impact on the social lives to that extent.
No, I don't think it was the technology one, because the last two examples that were given were nothing about technology. For example, Accenture has 70,000 but Deloitte has 2 lakh people. That has nothing to do with technology. That example. That Deloitte will have 2 lakh people. So it wasn't the technology one. There was another option to it which I'm forgetting. At least I didn't do that. It could be technology. As I said, we aren't going to be absolute studs when it comes to verbal. Enough aa jayega. New org structures. I wrote that. Yeah, I wrote new org structures.
Oh yeah, how the fifth option?
Yeah. The new org structures.
Yes, that's the one I mentioned.
That's what I went for, Ronak. New org structures. Yep.
That does option 5 in my paper.
That's what I went for. As I said, I didn't remember.
How the new companies are
new form of organizations or something like that. How they are adapting. Yep, something like that. Exactly. That's what I went for. Technology nahi tha just because of that. Jobs are being replaced.
No, there's one more question where technology was another one of the options.
Jobs are being replaced with automation.
No, that was not happening.
Because not necessary, right? Again, the Deloitte example.
1 or 2 examples it happened, not in all.
Exactly. In all answers, that wasn't happening. Is it some technical problem that in final page showing attempted and unattempted questions, essay part question attempted shown as 0 because I attempted it but shown as 0? You might not have clicked on save. You might not have clicked on save. You have to save it. So that's why probably it didn't come. So one question was that FaceTime is increasing and we have to choose friends, so and so. Yes, there was a question on that. Again, मेरे को उसका
No, this is the one I was talking about. The FaceTime question.
इसमें था technology has ensured that we are not linked with each other too much or something like that.
Yeah, so that is the one I was talking about, where they mentioned there's one option which says technology has affected our social life.
Correct.
That is where.
Correct. That's same answer. Even there, same answer. Okay, so we're getting quite a few same answers. या तो हम दोनों की फटिंग हम दोनों ने अच्छा किया है, पता नहीं क्या है, but I think we've done decently, and this also speaks about the fact that probably it wasn't that difficult. 2 non-verbal people both have gone ahead, got almost the same answers as have you all, Janvi, Mridul, Shubham, all of you all are turning around and stating the same. So I think most of us have gotten the same answers, right? So yeah, it doesn't look very difficult. Numeric log ka answer 3 tha. We'll get there. Okay. So expected cutoffs. So what we've gone ahead and done here is we've gone ahead and we've put the last year cutoff and we put the sectional cutoff in terms of percentile of last year as well. So if we were betting people, let's assume the sectional cutoff doesn't change. Now we can't turn around and say whether the sectional percentile cutoff will change or not. Our assumption, the sectional percentile cutoff should not change. The percentile cutoff remains same. So if the percentile cutoff remains at 80, last year 80 percentile was at what? 8.63 it states. According to me, 80 percentile this year probably around 9.5. It won't go up more than 1 mark at the 80 percentile mark. What do you say?
Yeah, so about usually what happens is when the paper is easier, the 80, 70 percentiles will change by probably 1.5 mark, not more than that.
But the upper end, generally you'll see a lot of jump, because somebody who's a stud at verbal would have absolutely aced this section, right? So the 99 percentilers are studs, so they would have absolutely aced it. So 99 percentile में आप काफी jump देखोगे. Last year it was 15, this year 99 could probably be at 18. But when it comes to 80, I don't think more than 1. So I would say cutoff, if I'm looking at 80 percentile, which is what it was for these 4 individuals or 4 type of students last year, 80 percentile would probably be around 9 to 9.5 is what we are stating. There is also high chance if people are scoring high, na sectional cutoff kam kar dete hain, because I've never seen a verbal sectional cutoff in double digits. So if hypothetically 80 percentile 10 pe aa raha hai na, don't be surprised if it comes down to a 75 percentile cutoff or a 77 percentile cutoff.
9.5 is also quite high in the last 3-4 years that we have come across. But
exactly.
This makes sense. It might go till 9.5.
Correct. And 72 percentile would probably be what? About 7.75, something like that. 7.5, 7.75. Last year's would have been about
Yeah.
7.5. So this year about 0.25 to 0.5 more. So 7.75 to 8, nothing more than that. So if these are the percentile cutoffs, this will be the marks. That will be the this will be the cutoff marks predominantly. Poem का second answer larger than life था ना? नहीं, at least मेरा तो नहीं था. Larger than life.
I don't remember at all.
Nothing
Honestly.
to do with larger than life.
Poem is like a nightmare. I already deleted it from my memory.
So yeah, so this is what it seems like. Okay, overall, this is what we feel that it will be. Question is hard, VA is lengthy, and DM is as usual. You mean quant is hard, VA is lengthy, DM as usual? VA I didn't find too lengthy actually.
VA is not lengthy.
Yep.
And DM is not usual. Usual is painful.
Oh, very.
This wasn't painful.
Yep. So let's move to DM. Speaking of DM, so let's get to that. Over to Srinu again.
Yeah, so there's 8 case studies this time instead of 7. That was expected anyway. We have been talking about it because I don't know why did they do that. And it's not that it will take you extremely high amount of time.
Probably just wanted to give another passage is the only thing I can think of. 2 into 2 kar diya.
But why?
God knows.
Anyway, okay, so I think increasing diversity in workforce. This, I think 1 or 2 questions were straightforward. Moonlighting, 2 questions.
I think
moonlighting, both of them were doable.
Yeah, I think doable.
Then this was again 2 questions were
Dhan
doable.
wale mein, the one question I was worried about was the first question. What, will she ask a mother to join her?
Yes.
Even I did
that.
that. Okay.
Makes sense, no?
Because
She's working in a savory already.
Correct, and
that made more sense.
Is an intermittent daily labor.
Correct.
Labor. So not
consistent
continuous work. So that's exactly what I also went for. The other was वो 10 rupees देगी कि नहीं सर पैसा ही नहीं है कुछ 10 रुपए किसी और को क्या दे दोगे कुछ काम करने के लिए. So yeah, I think the mother one is what we went.
यहाँ पे मुझे issue आया था. There was a question where you talk to them separately, you talk to them together. And there were options there.
So in the answer, there was only one option where both of them weren't there. So I took that as the answer. So there was one option which is you talk to them together. The second option was you talk to them individually. And among the options, the combinations, there was only one combination where both of them together were not there, 1 and 2. So okay. I put that as the answer. I used elimination.
I did the same thing, but I ended up with an option which had both of them. The reason is I said
separately and then XAT.
Even I was only worrying about what should come first, but I don't know what is the correct answer there, to be honest.
Even I was thinking about that initially, but then
judge चाहिए होगा एक.
Yeah. So I basically said 1 and 2 एक साथ नहीं होना चाहिए, इसलिए मैंने वो नहीं डाला. And there was only one option, so I kept it that ways. So that's how I went about it.
Bharat Business School faculty requirement. What was this question about? You remember?
Bharat Business School.
Yes, 3 types of faculty members: A, B, and C type. Type A.
Oh yes. So here, what I stated was type A was the type who is good but teaches the same subjects, right?
Yes.
Type B is average but can teach complementary, yes. And type C was anything but not good. So I think there was one question which is what you should do from an economic perspective or something.
Economic?
The third question was, what should you do from an economic perspective so that the expenses don't increase?
Complement.
Something like that. So it was the complement
wala, yes.
But मेरे को exact question की wordings नहीं याद आ रही, and that's the problem generally that comes here. If you don't remember the wordings, you will not be able to give the exact answer. So I think we'll have to remember the wordings here categorically.
I think this we can come up with the answers at least.
Oh yeah, so recipes, so 32.3.
32.3 ek tha.
And the last one was G. 5, yes. 10 and wo. Second one, I don't remember.
I got it as 37, but there's no answer as 37, so I marked it as 38. We'll check and get back to you in the comments. But these 2 are guaranteed.
Yep.
32.3 is correct. And there's an answer G which is correct.
Yes.
The other answer is doubtful. We'll verify once again. Absolutely. And then get back to you.
Yeah. So G went 5, 10 and 7. So 5 and 10 maximum tha volatility. So that's why I went for G. Okay.
Yeah, I felt it was type B.
Type B in all cases. No, in one case I mentioned type A and in 2 cases type B, something like that.
I mentioned type B, I think everywhere.
Okay, I don't remember. I remember B in 2 and A in 1. I might be wrong, but yeah, that's what I remember.
There's one question on eating, right? Yeah, this was the one. This I think.
Which one was the floods? I can't remember.
So there is an organization, an NGO.
Oh yeah. Food.
Food wala,
yeah. Correct.
So their motto is to make people eat to the fullest. That's the important
That was important.
Part there.
So I think there was one option where you will rationalize the amount that you give and also.
No, all the 3 options there are wrong.
Correct. That was
which
easy.
says you are asking them to eat less, give them less, And there's one more other thing. Tell them that it is healthy to eat less. All those three options are incorrect.
Correct. Absolutely. So that's what I went for as well. Isme also, however, there was one question which was tricky. I think the last one, which is they wanted to,
best
remember the
local cuisine
recipes
ka.
of the new local cuisine. What will they do? So will they have a competition? Will they go to a chef? Will they ask ladies of that area to come and cook something?
I think I had a competition.
I went for competition.
Same.
I went for competition.
I think we think alike in that those terms. So I think.
Sir, वो visually VLE में क्या था? Last में.
अच्छा, this is a parajumble, I guess.
So one parajumble was 1 2 3 4. One parajumble 1 2 3 4 5 की जगह I went 1 4 2 3 5 something like that. Yeah, competition is what we went. Volunteer local हमने नहीं किया, हमने competition किया. Again, DM, we aren't coming out and stating this will be surely the right answer. As I said, there can be multiple ways to go ahead and do this. The whole point is that at the end of the day, can you go ahead and have your, answer to be in sync with what XAT comes out with. So that's the important part.
Volatility. Yeah, there's one G. That is the answer, right?
G.
Yeah.
Volatility was G. 5, 10 and 7. इसलिए so volatility सबसे ज़्यादा होगा. Tulika is also saying competition, तो okay, lovely. मैंने भी competition किया, great. As long as हम right है, आप भी right हो. So hopefully that is there. And so visually impaired DM में था कि question लेंगे 100% impaired वालों को जो उसके apprehension खत्म करे.
There was one about visually impaired. So the board of directors are forcing the CEO.
Correct. So इसमें there was this one person who did not want to be served.
Two options,
but he said,
one and two.
But he said that, but he
donates. Correct.
So उसमें I think fifth option was he loves them a lot and he doesn't like. वो गलत था. So there was a 1 2 and 1 5. And 1 2 होगा.
1 2 is correct.
एक 1 5. 1 was surely right.
One was he is not sure about their ability to serve.
Efficiency
to serve.
Correct.
And the other one was he's been taught
by his parents.
Yeah, by his parents. That also makes sense.
Correct.
Because you are like not taking their help, but whereas you're going
and the fifth was he loves them, he likes hanging out with them, he likes helping them. वो नहीं होगा. If you like helping them, you won't do it, right? Some people might think you like helping them, that is why you don't want to be served, but that's not the point. If you like helping them, you'll want them to serve so that they have a job and stuff like that. Okay? Honest review, there was no saving option in essay. There was, yaar. There was saving option.
Sure, because
there was saving. I saved, he saved.
I wrote a movie story and saved it.
So yeah, so there was a saving option for sure. Yes, I marked 1 2. So I think quite a few answers जो मिल रहे हैं, which
also
common,
is testimonial to the fact that DM is
not that
doable.
difficult,
yeah.
Slightly easier. Okay, guys, go ahead. Like, come on, yeah. Team is still not reached 100. I think you're getting your marks right. We are getting an overlap between your answers and our answers. There should be enough likes for that.
They should be able to mark like more than once. Unfortunately, that's not possible. मैं बोल देता every right answer we give you, please give me one.
नहीं sir, question था 100% impaired को लेना था and CEO क्या step. हाँ तो एक उसमें था कि बंदा क्या करेगा, CEO क्या steps लेगा यार. That I don't remember the question. So उस पे depend करता है. Entrepreneur.
There's one question which said hire them and put them in the jobs that they can do. And there's three options.
Sorry, which one? Just remind me.
There was one the visually impaired wala question. So there was one of the options was the CEO will hire them and put them in the jobs that they can do.
Correct.
Activities that they can do.
So तीन option थे.
हाँ.
जिसमें से ये एक था.
Correct. So
3 4 5 यहाँ से.
In fact, there are two options which had 2 3 4 and there was option which had only 3 and 4. I was confused.
हाँ.
Because the only thing I was confused about is should I put them in the jobs they do or should I put them in the jobs that I want them to do? Correct. Because what they do might not be in line with what I have.
So dog वाला option. I think I chose dog as an answer as well. तीन जाएंगे जिसमें dog भी होगा.
Dog होगा.
So 3 4 5 ऐसा कुछ था.
Yes.
जिसमें fifth was dog.
That is yes.
And third was what you were saying, which is put them in jobs that they can do. 3 वो था, 5 ये था.
And बीच में एक था कि restrooms, parking.
हाँ वो भी मिलेगा. So 3 4 5. That's what I did.
Yeah, I put that.
All three. Yep. So 32 point option नहीं था. हाँ था यार. 32
that is
point
option A. मेरा भी first option था.
मेरा भी वही था. Yes sir, and mark needed for 90 percentile. We are just getting there.
I think we already mentioned that, but we'll
go to the DM 90 percentile cutoffs accordingly as well. So right. Let's go to the table to get the percentile cutoffs last year. So if you look at the percentile cutoffs last year, we are saying solution वाले का आंसर 72. मेरा भी वही है. हमने गलती कर दी है. Attitude. The answer will be 85. But because the question was larger jar का ही, and I read it as glass. I think you've done the same mistake that I have done. Okay, coming here. So last year sectional cut was only 70 and 72 percentile. ठीक है? 70 and 70. I like this. Gautam is saying I eliminated dog because there was that can cause nuisance to other employees. highly probable, and considering the number of pet cases that are coming out these days, you know, that we are listening from in Delhi and Noida societies and all of that, in that it could be. So it could be. I'm not saying कि वो गलत है. So it'll either be 3, 4, 5 or it'll be 3, 4. दोनों में से एक होगा. Slum वाले में yes, girl will ask her mother to join. That's what we did. So 70 percentile last year. So if the percentile cutoffs remains the same, 4.77 से higher जाएगा according to me for sure. Because if you look at it from the perspective of previous years, last year actually the cutoff was actually slightly on the lower side when it went to about 5. Years before that it's gone to about 8, 8.5 as well. So 70 percentile in those years was closer to about 6, 6.5.
I think that's one of those. Yeah,
one of those exactly.
In line with those kind of.
So I would say if the sectional cutoff is 70 percentile, it will be close to about a 6 or 6.5. And if it's 72, automatically you can increase it by 0.25 or something like that. ठीक है सर बिना डॉग वाला ऑप्शन ही नहीं था. अगर ऑप्शन ही नहीं था तब तो सही बात है. As I said, we can't even remember everything, right? We've tried our level best to remember. अगर बिना डॉग वाला ऑप्शन नहीं था, with only 3 and 4, which is that restrooms and everything रहेगा, and you will put them in the kind of jobs that they will be able to do. ये दो तो आने ही है. इन 2 के साथ जो भी combination है, that has to be the answer. As simple as that.
CEO leaves and promotion. That was one confusing set actually.
CEO leaves and promotion.
एक का answer था CEO should do the promotions but leave the leaves decision to the.
That's what I did. That's what I did.
Because he can't get into everybody's.
And we kind of based it on what happens in a normal organization, right? You have to think of that. In a normal organization, you will say leaves will be decided by your reporting manager because he or she knows whether you're actually bluffing or you're being serious and what. And when it comes to promotion, it has to be decided by somebody higher. Why? Because they have to rationalize it across the organization. So it makes sense that the management will do that. So I use that as the logic.
Yeah, similar.
That management should go ahead and decide for promotion, and the people whom you'll report to, reporting manager, will decide on leaves. That's how we went. Yep, a CEO promotion, leave superior. Exactly, that's what we went for. The most probable error will be when CEO will decide both things. That's what I did. There was one more option.
Lawyer का था, एक doctor का था.
यहाँ lawyer होना था या ये होना था. Doctor तो नहीं होना था क्योंकि leave के लिए doctor makes sense.
Yeah.
Like colleges do this. So either it was the lawyer one or this one. I went for this. That CEO deciding both just doesn't make sense.
But lawyer, I didn't even understand कि why did the lawyer come?
Agreed. Even that didn't make sense. But यहाँ तो lawyer वाला होगा या ये. But अगर CEO ये decide करने लग गया लोग कब leave लेंगे नहीं लेंगे CEO का office तो organization कैसे चलेगी? CEO will sit down and decide when will people take leaves.
So now you're basically saying both of them are wrong. Which one is going to create?
Which one is wronger?
Wronger, more wrong.
So as we said, lawyer one was completely out of scope and wrong, and CEO one is wrong. So both did not make sense to us. It could be either of them. Once again, depends on what XAT is going to come out and state.
Satya, 8 should definitely clear the cutoff for decision making.
Oh, 100%. 8 chill hai. Tension nahi lena. Slum wale ka Ayush we've discussed. Yes. We've discussed this already. Slum wala. Mother will be brought in.
Yeah.
Let's move to Quant.
Yeah, Quant this time once again back to arithmetic. We were this is one thing which is actually a bit surprising for me because we have seen the last 2 years the arithmetic was not
Lower.
Very high.
In fact, last year numbers, right?
But I'm happy about it because I always believe an MBA exam should test more on arithmetic, not much on algebra and geometry, which I'm really happy about. At least algebra has gone down and has stayed down from compared to last year. But again, geometry we had about 5 questions I believe this time. Was it 5?
Yeah, geometry quite a few actually.
I remember only 2 geometry questions.
In fact,
I think I don't remember.
I have it here.
Haan,
if we just go through it.
Yeah, we'll anyway.
So there was the trapezium one.
Trapezoid
then
this one.
triangle के 2 थे.
Okay.
Triangle के 2 थे.
But we have the key anyway. I think.
Yeah. Then there was that coordinate geometry.
Yes.
As well. So I think there were
coordinate
about
geometry is one. Yeah.
There were about 4-5. Yeah.
Number systems they could have given a few more. In fact, my opinion. But okay, that's fine. Modern math 2 questions have come up. That's a nice question they have put in the probability one.
Oh, good question.
That was a good one.
I did it. You know how? I'll be very frank. I said denominator 64 C2 होगा. ठीक है. So 64 into 63 by 2. वो denominator का value 2016 आता है, right? If when you do it.
Yes.
So denominator is 2016. In all the other options, the denominator was not a factor of 2016. So there was only one possibility
which is
of 2016, which was option 1. So I think it was 112 by 201, something like that.
I spent, I think, 3 to 4 minutes on the question. I got the same answer, which is 1 by 18. If you simplify that, it will be 1 by 18.
1 by 18.
So I have the habit of cancelling everything. So I cancelled it. I got 1 by 18. The 1 by 18 was never there. It didn't even strike to me that the option number 1 can be, simplified further. I solved it like 3-4 times continuously, getting the same answer again and again.
Yeah. Perfect.
Anyway, finally it dawned on me. क्या हुआ? नहीं जा रहा है. I will use the.
Oh, I think this
Got
has
stuck.
hung suddenly. Yep. Let's restart. One sec.
I'll just do it from here, I guess.
Yeah. And from here, I think we can straight away just go to the slide that we want. We're going to Quant.
We were here. This one.
I think here.
Yeah.
This is where we have to be. Yeah. DI.
Right, so DI was easy. You see one with lot of graphs and one with lot of calculations, and you leave both of them. But actually, the graph ones, I keep saying this for XAT, they usually give very scary looking graphs, but the questions, if you understand the crux of it, becomes easy. So out of the 3 questions, definitely in the graphs one, 2 questions were doable. And we'll discuss the answer to that. The other question was actually a bit lengthy, I believe. Did you attempt it by any chance?
No, DI I left. Yeah.
DI even I left.
I decided not to do DI. I decided इससे better है थोड़े RCs सारे देख लेते हैं.
Because this was actually calculation intensive,
Yep.
and I really didn't touch it.
But I think what you were saying, one was
Yeah,
log x. Or something,
one
right?
answer was y equal to log
Log
x,
x.
and the other answer was the city which starts with NII something. I think I have it mentioned over here. Somewhere over here.
So we'll get to it.
We'll get to
I
it.
think when we get to the quant ones, we'll get there.
just-
So DI predominantly we went ahead and we left it. The expected cutoffs here, once again, if you look at it from last year perspective. Now look here, the range. Highest is goes to is 80 percentile for a BM male. Previous years it's gone as high as 89, 90 percentile as well. I don't think that will happen. And lowest is goes to is 60 percentile. Now 60 percentile basis last year would have been close to about 4.5, 5 marks. This year I think 60 percentile according to me once again will not change a lot. It will still be about 5, 5.5 marks. That
1
means,
mark.
yeah, about 0.5 to 1 more. So it basically means that, you know, HR, female, non-engineer, if you are scoring about 5.5 plus, I think you should get the cutoff. It should be fine. HR, female, engineer, if you are 6 plus, it should be fine. HR, male, non-engineer, probably 7.25 plus should be fine. HR, male engineer, probably 7.75 plus should be fine. BM engineer same, and sorry, BM female same, and BM male probably highest. It might go to about 8.59.
Last time was 9.
Last year,
little
last year
higher
was
then.
already 9, so this year might probably
10
go
and
to
a
about
half.
10.
10 and a half, I guess.
10, 10 and a half, but not more than that for sure. So that will also mean that 75 percentile last year was close to about, about 7.2. So yeah, this at 7.75 probably makes sense. Might be 7.75 to about 8 in this range.
Yeah, so if you're getting somewhere in the range of 8, I think you are safe.
Yep. And for BM males, if you're scoring 10, 10.5 plus, I think you're safe. So that's what you should look like. Sir, when can I expect the XAT results to be announced? Tulika is saying, Tulika, XAT results, we don't know, but response sheet without the correct answers,
2 days
last year
max.
was out in about 48 hours. With the correct answers, another 48 hours. Results generally उससे ज़्यादा time लगता नहीं फिर. ठीक है? So yeah, so that's about it. I think we've got a few questions now. Oh, before that, essay. So these were the 3 essays. We won't spend too much time on what you had to go ahead and do. There was an option to submit and save the
Definitely.
essay. So if you all are saying
I had a lot of time.
problem,
I was just clicking around all the buttons,
absolutely.
so I'm pretty sure of that.
Same here, even I did. And I think somebody was saying कि I wrote the essay and 3 question थे. I did not see कि मेरे को जाना था 26, 27, 28. मैंने 26 पे कर दिया. यार, bad luck. But you've written something. Generally, it is not used. Generally, the cutoff, XAT essay is not used to make any call. So I don't think it should be a problem. ठीक है? Answers बताओ sir.
I think we'll move on.
I think पहले GK से शुरू करेंगे. We're building up the thing. So GK, this is predominantly the pattern. Sports wala, Mbappe, right? Mbappe was 1 and Italy. Both were FIFA. Highest number of goals Mbappe, and Italy did not qualify for the World Cup. So these 2 sports I remember. There was another one that Meta. Facebook is Meta and Google is Alphabet. I think this question was also easy.
Yes, that was
These
easy.
3 were absolutely kiddish.
There's one more also.
Senegal nahi tha. It will be Italy. Senegal qualified, yaar. Senegal qualified. Senegal played. It will be Italy. Italy did not qualify.
There's one more, BTS.
BTS, yeah, South Korea.
I'm pretty sure
BTS, South
know
Korea,
that.
yeah. These 4 were absolutely. In fact, Niti Aayog, Planning Commission. वो भी शायद सबको पता होगा.
हाँ, होना चाहिए.
वो भी शायद सबको पता होगा. Right, so I
There's
think
one.
that was easy.
There's one more about Indra Nui. Only thing is, you don't know. You don't need to know.
was the family one, right?
Correct.
Family one.
If you know that there's a book written about her and her family, then there's only one option which is matching that.
Yeah. No, there
Not
are
as
two.
straightforward.
Because
No.
Peter Thiel वाला एक
नहीं
दो
उसमें
थे.
एक ही था मैं वो मार्क करके आया because I didn't know about the others. I
Lovely.
knew for sure that this was only one.
Lovely, lovely. Perfect. इटली का ऑप्शन ही नहीं दिखा. अरे इटली का ऑप्शन था यार.
था second or third option.
Absolutely था. Okay. So we have I'm not getting into the cutoffs. The cutoffs in GK don't even matter, so it doesn't matter if you've done वो ठीक रहेगा. Sir APGP वाले का आंसर क्या था जिसमें रेशियो सेम थे? 1 lakh.
1 lakh.
1 lakh. 1 lakh होगा.
I think guys we'll get into the quant section.
Yeah.
We have the entire section.
Just before that, I think let's just have a look at the cutoff. So if we are going to the last 2 years, 2021, this is what the cutoff was, and this is what I wanted to look at. In 2021, look at the DM cutoffs. Highest 75 गया था, and 75 was close to almost, as we pointed out, about 7.758. I think this is what DM will be similar to. It will be similar to 2021 rather than 2020. Where the cutoff went to as low as 5.5. Here it was about 7.75 के आसपास, 7.5 से ज़्यादा, 7.758. I think that's what we'll see this year as well.
Yeah. A good student should have ideally got about 9-10 marks easily.
Yep. So, and 2022, as I
This
said,
is a disaster.
2022, 70 and 72, 70 percentile देखो इतना था. So basically 5 के आसपास ही cutoff था last year. वो इस year नहीं होगा is what we look at. So our expectation on what the cutoffs would probably be this year, and let's just talk about cutoffs. Okay, 95 I don't think cutoff होगा, but hypothetically if you're looking at the 95 percentiles, according to you what will it be? DM 9, last year
95 was 9.0.
No, I think this is a typo. I think this has been picked up from 2021. I don't think. Oh yeah, this is fine. 9.02. Yeah, perfect.
22 9.02.
Yeah.
So this should ideally go up to 10.5.
Yeah, I agree.
10
It'll probably be about 10.5, 10.75.
Yeah.
It'll go up by about 1.5 marks or so, for sure. Then similarly at 95 for VALR.
Where are we? 95 VALR.
For VALR, I think about
13.
Yeah, about mark more, so about 13, 13.5. Quant, once again, as we said, 99 last year was at 18. I don't see that changing. 99 18 था, वो 18 ही रहेगा मेरे अनुसार, because last year DI मिल रहा था.
हाँ, but this time DI I'll definitely say 3 to 4 questions will be left out.
हाँ, so
sort of
28 में I would say 5 remove.
5 you can
चलो
take
5 at least remove कर दो, so you're down to 23.
Okay.
अब उस 23 में even if you get 3 wrong, that's about 19.25.
Yeah.
So 99
90
I don't think
max.
वही, so
Max
it will be
90.
about, so 99 looks to be about 18.
So when you're attempting 23, even the good guys will end up making 1 or 2
some
errors.
mistake or the other.
So
18 to 18.5. So 97 accordingly will probably go to about 16.25 types. 95 will probably be the same.
Just for the info, this is where we both differ a lot. I have a lot more confidence on our students, so I would probably say this 18 to 18.5 will go up to 19.
Yeah. So I am keeping it similar, and my main reason is that last year जो DI से benefit मिल रहा था, इस year वो benefit पूरा चला गया. Is the way I am looking at it. So hence I am going by that. Also, what's the average attempt in Quant plus DI, guys? I'm guessing average attempt would be about 21. If average attempt is 21, 3 wrong also it means you go below 18.
Yeah, but 99 guys will be.
So I'm guessing average attempts for all the studs that we have here. So Rianshi is saying 11. What about the others? Can you just put in your attempts? 18, 16. Just put in a quant attempts. It will help us understand a little bit more. No, it's automatically saved. I don't know. Okay, 13, 14, 17. Not correct answer. Sri Lanka declined answer after COVID-19, right? COVID-19 was the Sri Lanka answer.
I have no idea.
COVID-19 had nothing to do with it. 19, 21, 20. In fact, max attempts I'm seeing here is 21.
18, 17 is the range.
22 is the second max. So अगर 22 कोई कर रहा है और वो 99 percentile है, 2-3 भी wrong करेगा 18 आएगा. That's what I'm saying. 18, 18.5 से ज़्यादा दिख नहीं रहा मुझे. What do you say?
I still stick. I mean, I've been proved wrong by a lot of students.
He's going to get 22, 23. That's why he's saying this, but that's okay. 18, 18.5 okay. I think would be safe, okay? So that's how I would go about it. When it comes to VALR at 99, I don't think we need to predict that much. I think 95 itself is enough to predict. Quant 95, if I were to go ahead and predict, I would say would be about 15.
15, yeah.
15.25 max. तो अगर आप ये 95 वाला देख लो, 95, 95, 95 added 15, 13, that's 28, and about 10, 10.5, that's about 38.5.
39.
So 38, 39, 95, 95, 95 will surely be 99 plus. So last year if 99 was 36, this year probably this 99 can go to 38.5 to 39. Is what we feel, which means if the cutoff last year was about 93 percentile, 93 percentile last year would have been close to about 28.5, 29. This year probably the cutoff might go to about 30, 31. So our expectation 92 percentile agar cutoff ho, that will be close to about 31 marks, and 99 percentile would be close to about 38.5, 39 marks. Would you agree, Sinu?
Yeah, except for the quant part
This
that
is
I was
overall.
talking about. But overall would be,
Overall.
that will also be affecting the overall in
Yeah,
my
yeah.
sense. But yeah, broadly you are saying that he and I are differing by 1 mark, that's all.
1 mark at the quant 99
99
percentile.
level.
Let's see
So
what happens.
I'm talking about 99, overall will be about 40, he says about 38.5, 39. So, but again, you're talking at that levels, you don't have to worry about clearing cutoffs because you're way through.
Perfect. So let's see how that will go. Okay. So these are some of the GK answers. Sri Lanka, COVID-19, Niti Aayog was planning commission, largest river bed was Ganges, Italy, consumer price index. I think this you should have known.
Yes.
RBI, CPI
This was
should
an
have
easy
been
one
known.
again.
CEOs and biographies, as I said. My life.
Yes, this is correct.
Peter Thiel का 0 to 1 नहीं क्या था mention था क्या? I thought
No, 0 to 1 था.
तो ये तो 0 to 1 होगा.
What? I didn't bother about
This
that.
is wrong.
I only knew this.
This was the answer. Okay. So there was this gig worker. Now
I put it as plumber on. Sorry.
I put it on person
salon.
running a salon.
Salon.
Yeah,
Yes.
I put it on person running a salon.
Freelancer is actually somebody who does it for a small
Correct.
this thing and then takes a break.
Correct. I put it on person running a salon.
Yeah, I think
so
that's.
BTS South Korea is correct.
This I didn't
This
know.
I don't know. I'm not too sure. Was it Atal Bihari Vajpayee or was it Lal Bahadur Shastri? I was unsure. But these are some of the answers given by our team. Max goal, Mbappe, known.
Okay.
Now let's move to
the quant. So the first question. This is the question that you ideally.
This is the problem.
The
in
biggest
this
jar.
question.
Yeah.
The problem is biggest jar. Okay. The problem is biggest jar. The question asks biggest jar. Somebody like me, I'm sure many of you all went ahead and did that as well. I assumed that it was glass. So there was a jar and there was a glass. So I assumed it was glass. Ab glass loge to 72.5 aayega. Because its biggest jar answer is 85. I missed that. I just missed that. I got 72.5. He got it right. Smart guy.
I got it right, but I still spent about 3 minutes, Sanko, so don't worry about it. It was too good to be true. I mean, it's a straightforward question, right?
लगा नहीं था कोई ये पूछेगा. लगा नहीं था कोई ये पूछेगा. 5 students appeared in the exam, maximum marks 40, none of them scored exactly which. I think the answer to this was at least one below 40.
Yes. At least one should be below 40 is the correct answer.
Because 41 into 4 ले लोगे तो 164 आएगा. तो एक का फिर भी 36 तो हो ही जाएगा.
Yeah.
So at least one should be there. So at least one below 40 will be the answer here. ABC triangle, this was 9AC.
9AC.
I'll tell you how I went about it. I kept it very simple. Okay, I said C is equal to 1,
A
A is equal to 1, and B is equal to 2. That's exactly
what I did. But A, B se liya maine.
I went by this C1, A1, B2. The reason I took B2 was I was like ये 0 मिल जाएगा यार. तो मेरे को एक एक्सेस पे मिल जाएगा. So that's how I went about it. कि उससे substitute करो, answer इससे 9 आया था. If I take C1, A1 and B2, answer 9 आया तो 9AC was the answer. So that's how I went about this question. इसका was 112 by 2016 ऐसा कुछ था?
Yeah, that is
right. 112 by 2016. It was actually the first question in quant for me. Next one, x and y be positive integers, p be prime. Now this is where we differed a little. The problem was in this question you get x plus y into x minus y minus p is equal to 7p. Now 7p can be written as 7 into p or 1 into 7p. Now when you equate this, so either x minus y minus p is 7, which will mean x minus y is p plus 7, or x minus y minus p is p, which will mean x minus y is 2p. So p plus 7, 2p, or x minus y minus p is 1, which will mean x minus y is p plus 1, or x minus y minus p is 7p, which means x minus y is 8p. Now these were the possible options or the possible answers. Now the point is p ki smallest value is 2. If p ki smallest value is 2, then the answer comes out to be 9, 4, 3 and 16. So 3 was the one which was in option. मैंने जाके 3 mark कर दिया. The problem is when p is equal to 2, x and y don't.
2, sorry.
When p is equal to 2, x and y don't turn out to be integers.
In fact, I got the same problem. I found p should be 2 in a different way. He did it in the smart way, I did it in the mathematical way, that's where we differ. And I got the answer, the p value to be 2, but then whenever you take p to be 2, you'll be getting x and y which are not integers.
Which are not integers.
We'll again check, get back to you in the comments, but as of now, we are not really sure about this. I marked the answer as none of these because none of the options were...
I marked it as 3, so I think 3 to galat hai, so none of these most probably hona chahiye. Let's see how that goes. Non-flying ant. 2 root 5?
2 root 3 है कि 2 root 5 था ये? 2 root 5.
2 root 5, right?
Yeah, this was 2 root 5.
Yeah, 2 root 5. Okay. Addition of 7 distinct, this was 60, I think.
Aditya, P is a prime number. 0 is not a prime number.
Yeah, P was a prime number. It was mentioned.
Sharmila and the others were talking about GK. Guys, there is no cutoff really for GK here. There's no negative mark, there's no positive mark. There's
Doesn't
no mark.
matter. Doesn't matter. You can just keep it aside. Okay. Addition of 7 distinct positive integers 1740. इसका आंसर 60 था.
60.
कुछ नहीं करना था. Just prime factorize.
In fact, there are two options which will not even divide there.
Exactly. Don't divide it. I think 97 शायद एक option था. Something like that.
37 था.
Okay,
जो भी है.
A club has won 40% of the matches. इसका आंसर 50 था.
50. This was my first question, I guess.
This was 50. So इसमें the important thing was will improve from 50 to 60. So it meant 15th more after the n.
Yeah, so that was not very evident.
That was not very clear. So you had to understand 15 more after the n. So that was the important part. Amit forgot 4-digit blocker.
I think that's the.
हाँ, correct. Further. Amit forgot 4-digit. इसका 3 था.
3.
I think I have the answers here.
Starting with 2, you'll get 2, and starting with 3, you'll get 1. Something
Correct.
like that.
I agree. I think I have it somewhere here. Just give me a second. देखने दो कहाँ पे है, कहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है. ये रहा. Yeah. You get
2, 8, 4, 1.
And 1. So if it starts with 2, it ends with 1. So then it's either 6, 3 or 8, 4. So 2, 6, 3, 1, 2, 8, 4, 1 is an option. And the last one was 3 and 1. So 6 and 2. 3, 6, 2, 1. So these were the 3 answers. 2, 6, 3, 1, 2, 8, 4, 1, 3, 6, 2, 1. So it will be 3. Okay? That's the funda. Oops, sorry. I think did we miss another? No, that's it. I think we have a few more quant ones, right?
Yeah.
Let me have a look at it.
Achha. No, we have some more coming in next.
I think वो दिया है.
Oh, okay.
So I have a few more quant ones. Let's give us a second. Let me just take it out.
Just open that too.
Okay. Average wala we've discussed. Algorithm based question. Rule 1. So that delta question.
Delta is
question.
7.
The answer is 7. That's the next quant one. Delta question answer is 7. Then modulus question. Mod wala.
Mod x
जिसमें
minus.
से mod 2x minus 8 कुछ था.
Mod x minus 3, x
something.
plus 3 and x minus.
इसका answer will be 9. Maximum
9,
possible answer will be 9.
Yes.
Maximum possible answer will be 9.
There's one question on SSCI.
SSCI 1 lakh.
1 lakh, yeah.
So इसका था that 50% कम हो रहा है and 15,000 कम हो रहा है. इसका 1 lakh आएगा.
6 months.
6 months पे. 4 months and 6 months, so it will be that. फिर एक था ज्योमेट्री का ट्रायंगल्स वाला 21. ये कौन सा था मेरे को याद करना. I remember a 21.
It was something square plus something square minus something square.
AB squared plus BC squared minus 6 times AB into something.
This is
it was
not
something
square,
like
yes,
that.
6 times.
Minus 6
yeah.
times something.
6 times.
इसमें you know what I did? I just assumed that a triangle is equilateral.
Equilateral, yeah. That's the best case
So if it's equilateral, all sides become equal and then you can go ahead and do it. ठीक है, तो 21 था इसका answer. Okay. We need to
Then
keep checking. So 21. Then we
Geometry
had percentage matches
that
we've
is
done 50.
X
Minimum
minus
x minus
y
y we are unsure. 9 AC geometry we've discussed.
Okay, sixth possible.
Sixth possible.
94.
Sixth possible वाला. Sixth possible, you know, जो marks आ सकते हैं या कुछ आ सकते हैं. So it was something like, you know, I have made the table here actually. Give me a second. I had made the table. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one. 100,
Oh yeah.
99.5.
So it was something like this. कि 1, 2, 3. I think 3 sections का exam है. Correct, unanswered and wrong. Okay. That is what it is. I think मेरे को थोड़ा सा side होना होगा. हाँ यहाँ पे ठीक है. Correct, unanswered and wrong. फिर 1 पे it is you get 2 marks. Then minus 0.5, minus 0.5. Then you get 3 marks and you get 5 marks. Blank, blank.
Yeah.
This is what it was like. And they asked you what could be the 6th highest score. The answer will be 94. What were the possible scores? Well, 100, 97.5, 97, 95, 94,
4.5.
sorry, 94.5 and 94. So 94 will be the answer, 6th highest. Okay? Clear?
Right.
How to GDPI course? You can just go ahead and enroll for the GDPI course. If you want somebody to give you a call back, you can just WhatsApp me after this session. I'll share my number. You can just WhatsApp me and we'll help you. Okay?
The next one is profit and loss wala question. The only question from P&L, I guess.
What was the answer?
20%. Mark price,
Oh,
discount of...
so 100, 75 and 90.
Yes.
100, 70, 20% or 25%?
20%.
15 by 75, 20%.
20%.
1/5, yeah, 20%. Correct. So this one was 20%. Next one.
Then it was the probability 112 by 2016.
That we've done.
Then time, speed and distance. Both and streams there is a data sufficiency question. So there's a question which says that a person goes from point A to point B upstream. And the distance between the 2 points is 30. I think the answer to that is you need both the statements to get the answer.
Correct. So one DS was you need both statements, and second was the
Only
cricket one.
statement one.
When you're on the field, then it's only statement one. When they give you the speed
Correct.
at which it's thrown, you can do it. So one was both, one was that. Sine cos, I think he's saying one.
One. Sine cos is
Sine
one.
cos is one. Trigonometry is one. Okay.
Then we have
I think
geometry, trapezoid is done. Series. Okay, there's a series question. A1, A2, A2, A3.
Oh yeah. So that was
2008.
2008 by 2009. 2008 by 2009.
Right.
Basically A1, A2, A3, A4 nikal lo, you will always see that the answer is what, and basis that you will be able to get to a answer, as simple as that. Okay, so 2008 by 2009 was the answer here. Then there was another question which I remember.
Numbers, locks and key. Okay.
Numbers, name, Balu and Sartha. वो x plus y equals 60 आया था. So what will be the minimum?
Yeah, 58.
58. So x minus y का maximum possible value क्या हो सकता है? It will be 58, 1 and 59. So it will be 58.
There's one more question on SICI where one person borrows the money and invests it in
Stocks.
That
Correct.
was 1,25,000.
1,25,000 stocks. Correct. I had missed that.
Then we have.
I think done all.
Yeah, that's done. That's the
We've
end.
done all. We just took you through all quant questions, right? Quant is doable. Questions and answers. Sine and cos answers 1. Discount profit is 20. Square में correct. 2008. 6 score 97. No. 6th highest score will be 94. 68 time delta. Yes, correct. I think we've discussed all quant questions now. We've actually covered all 22 of them. So hopefully you realize that you're getting good marks. Hopefully quite a few of you all are getting, mod wala we've discussed. Answer is 9. The mod question, the answer is 9. Okay.
58 answer is correct.
58 answer is correct. Is correct. 58 answer sahi hai in English, in Hindi. Okay. Overall 80 percentile will be at what mark? So we just looked at it. If we look at it, in terms of the overall cutoff last year, then you will see that 80 percentile in 2022 was close to about 21. And last year, which I think this paper is similar to, which is 2021, 80 percentile was 22.25. So I would say it will be close to about 22.5 ke aspas. Something similar to this, right?
Yeah.
80 percentile. Similar to last year ZAT. Okay, quickly moving forward.
We have only DI left.
We have DI left, right? DI questions. So you all could say, I don't remember because I have not gone ahead and solved DI. I have not gone ahead and solved DI, so not something that I'm going to get into. One intermediate step won't have an integer. I don't remember that. As far as I remember, it was 60 and then 1 and 59 se ho ja raha tha. So I don't remember.
Yeah.
DI, I don't remember the answers. I have not really gone through it either. I think that's about it, right?
Yeah.
We've gone ahead and covered almost everything. So this is one of the verbal questions. He is good at playing the piano. In playing the piano, so I think it's an example that at had to be in the answer. The diagonal cube 2 plus 2 root 2 and not 2 root 5. Yeah, that was the error that I made. It will be 2 root 5.
2 root 5. Yeah.
वैसे 2 plus 2 root 2 का आंसर कितना आ रहा है? क्योंकि मैंने वो डाला.
2 plus 2 root 2.
Yeah, because that's what I give. I give 2 plus 2 root 2.
2
So
root
2
2,
plus
1.4.
so that's 2.8 plus 2. That's 4.8.
2 root 5 is 2 point.
What is root 5? 2 point?
Less than 2.5. It's
Yeah,
too close actually.
Yeah, so it's very
You might have
close,
to check
right?
it out.
Okay. So 2 into that. So 2 root 5 will be less than 2 root 2. Exactly. We say aayega. That's the error I think that we made.
2 root 5 is less than that's the answer.
We ended up making. I went with 2 plus 2 root 2. He went with 2 root 5. That's why we were also talking about.
But this is one question which has come
2 root
like
5 is correct.
3-4 times in the last.
You have to open it up and do it. I just made a silly error there, my calculation error. I made a calculation error because of which I wasn't getting 2 root 5, I was getting 2 root 7 somehow. And hence it didn't look like the correct answer over 2 plus 2 root 2. So I went 2 plus 2 root 2. So you want to explain how 2 root 5, you have to open it up.
So guys, the way to look at this question is you have...
Left.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So you have a cube over here. It's a cubical room. So you're supposed to go from point A to this point B. So I'll just draw this dotted line so that you can get the idea better. So you're supposed to go this way from A to B, but you cannot fly. So the only thing the fly can do is it can go on the ground and then crawl up. So just open this dotted part, and this part which I'm drawing over here, probably I'll use a different color, you'll understand this better. Yeah,
green.
So if you take this part and also open it up horizontally, you'll get one more like this. So this is 2, this is 2, and this is 2. So now it's as good as walking from here to here. So you have a right angle triangle. So this is the right angle triangle that you have, 2 and 4. So the hypotenuse is the distance that has been asked. So you're talking about root of 16 plus 4, which is root 20. Root
I
20
think
is
it's covered the part where we are standing, but yeah, basically I hope you understood the funda and how to go about it. So those were the questions. Somebody is asking trapezium wala, it was 2 root 3. So I think that part we are done. So I think we've gone ahead and probably discussed all quant questions. Hopefully you've gone ahead and had a good exam. You've taken it well, and it's given you a good idea of what it is that you can go ahead and score. Overall, if you're looking at it, area of triangle wala bata do. कौन से area of triangle वाले बहुत थे यार. Area of triangle वाला coordinate वाला था जो 9 AC था. Area of triangle वाला trapezium के अंदर था जो 2 root 3 था.
Trapezium is what they're talking about.
Trapezium के अंदर area of triangle was 2 root 3.
2 root 3, yes.
ठीक है. So अगर वो है तो वही है आंसर. Okay, but sir, diagonal of a cube is root 3 है.
That is
वो diagonal हवा में जाना होगा. Non-flying ant.
This ant cannot fly. You're talking about the body diagonal.
Yeah, so that तो can't happen. हवा में नहीं जा सकते. Hence, the only difference was it 2 plus 2 root 5? Sorry, 2 plus 2 root 3, or was it 2 root 5?
Anuj, allegations wala is 85.
Yeah. Expected percentile at 31, 32. I would say it will be about 92, 93 percentile. As we stated, I think we stated 92 percentile will be about 31 earlier. Allegation 85, I think we've done that. So yeah, that kind of brings us to the end of the session. Guys, hope you all liked it. Hope there have been enough likes in the session. Hope this was good fun. Hope you've started the year on a positive note. There's loads more coming. Some of you all might be preparing for CMAT, that will come. Some of you will prepare for TISNET, expected in the first or the second week of February. We'll have a last lap to that as well. Then MHCET, and we'll go ahead and talk about that. Those who are interested in the GDPI course, please go ahead and you can write in to me. My number is, I'm writing it here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You just removed it. Okay, so I'll read it out. I'll speak it out. It's 98312881197. If you're interested in the GDPI course, just drop me a WhatsApp, and I'll hook you up with somebody, or somebody will give you a call and they will connect you and tell you how to go about it. Okay? That's it from our end. Anything about ATMA? My recommendation, CMAT pe focus karo over ATMA. Better colleges associated
CMAT,
with that.
MHCT, and yeah, these are the
Anuj
two
is
better
saying, sir,
exams.
I think I saw you today at Bangalore. Was it at IDC? Sorry, what is that called? ION. The ION Thigarala Palya. ION Thigarala Palya is where I was. So if that's where you were, then yes, we met. ION Thigarala Palya. Okay. Sir, 85 percentile at. We've already gone ahead and discussed that. Can we have CR? We don't remember the exact wording, so we can't do that. In DS using relative velocity, we can do with option 1.
Relative velocity. No,
I don't think so. You will
can't.
need the speed in still water at least. Okay. Contact number once more, please. It's 98312881197. Please randomly mat kar dena, and please WhatsApp. Don't call me. I don't generally pick up calls from numbers in case it's not saved. It's just a pet peeve of mine. So do WhatsApp and I'll get back to you. Okay? That's about it from my end. Tata, bye bye, bye from both of us.
Thank you guys. Thanks for being with us. I hope we have been able to make your new year better.
Yep. Hope it went well. See you again very, very soon. See ya. Bye bye.